Technology is the source of all human progress and economic prosperity. A wise society never denies itself the benefit of technology. Certainly, we have to take precautions to ensure that there is no real damage. For instance, mankind did commit some serious mistakes. Minamata disease in Japan in 1956 came about because the mercury effluents from industrial units, they were emptied into the sea, and those who consumed the fish full of mercury, they suffered grievously. Mankind learned from that, and then we had many environmental laws. We have strong pollution laws. We have regulatory mechanisms. Similarly, thalidomide, because pregnant women were prescribed thalidomide to deal with morning sickness, many children were born with sealed limbs, with all kinds of abnormalities. Now, the medical science has learned from that. We have to learn from the past mistakes, but we cannot say no to technology. It's very dangerous, because without technology, we are nothing. The world is changing with dramatic rapidity. 10 years is really a long time in today's economy. If you lose one cycle of technology, we will lose everything. India lost out in the Industrial Revolution because we were way behind. We were controlled by the colonial masters. We were in the Middle Ages. If we now lose the modern era, whether it's the computer chips or the genetically modified seeds or the biotechnologies, because this is the new technology, these can allow us to leapfrog and then become equal to the rest of the world. China in 30 years, from being a primitive country, a primitive economy, became an economic giant, challenging the United States and the rest of the world. It's now the biggest manufacturer, outstripping Germany. It's now the biggest exporter, outstripping Germany. Now, if India does not aspire to be that, if India does not want to utilize technologies, if we have too many confusions, if every agitation on the street, if every politician who has no knowledge in the legislative chambers, they decide whether or not technology should be accepted, India will be condemned into perpetual poverty. We cannot afford that. Let there be scientific teams. Let there be a regulatory mechanism. Let them decide on the basis of evidence and logic. Let this not be decided by a lot of hubris and ignorance and prejudice and fear. We need technologies. We need economic growth. We need incomes. We need to end poverty. We need to give our young people jobs. That must be the centerpiece of our strategy.